Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And tonight we're not asking mom to bring us Hot Pockets or Kool-Aid pouches. We are asking mom to bring us some Forge NFTs. Isn't that right, Mark?
Yes, very much so. And hopefully some really cool projects, right?
Mom, meatloaf. So, anyways, we got some cool stuff going on here, Mark. Why don't you tell people who may not know you yet about who you are and the Forge and Curator, and then we'll go on around the room and let the other people introduce themselves.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks a lot, Max. So yeah, the Forge, decentralized launchpad and incubator on Pulse Chain. We've been starting the project a few months ago and are slowly rolling out one feature after the other. The platform is live on forgenfts.com. And it's powered by some really, really cool NFTs that we created with an amazing artist. And we've just rolled out the first batch, first 1,700 that were bought in pre-sale over the last few days. So those were delivered. And the first projects have already signed up to the platform, and it's decentralized, so anyone can come in and rate and review projects and give suggestions, get points and tokens for giving good suggestions to projects. NFT holders can come in and control the entire mechanism, make sure that no one is biased or gets bribed or anything like that. So really cool platform. The whole thing is based on Curator, which was our original platform that we've built for about 2 years, which is not Pulse Chain specific. It's cross chain, right? Any chain where people can come and rate and review any project. And now we're actually with Curator having a huge update, which I'll speak to a little bit later, maybe after the other guys. But yeah, it's a place where you can just find the best information on crypto and make sure that it's verified and true by all the platform's users. So that's me.
Awesome, awesome. How about you, Crypto? Do you jump in here?
Did you ask for
Crypto Rookies, right?
You introduce yourself to the people and tell them about the project that you're working on?
Yeah, hello, I'm Crypto Rookies. I've been in crypto since 2017 full time. I ended up running a crypto fund. I'm more active as a market maker at the moment. And I have a few software projects, but there's a project I want to launch right now that has nothing to do with tech. It's more like a reality TV show to promote crypto and all that stuff. As you know, the crypto market is like almost all young males, and that demographic has an appetite for certain things, like all the degens. So we want to make a reality TV show that is about bringing very beautiful women, and basically, I won't go into the concept of the TV show, but the project, it's kind of like a community token that will be producing media for that niche of the market. And at the beginning,
Sorry, just one second. I think we don't do the full pitches yet, right? We just quickly introduce each other and then.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell us what project it is real quick, and then we'll go back into those. Thank you. Sorry.
Good call. I'll come back to it later, but it's really focused on treasury management as a first phase, basically, of the project.
Nice.
Cool. And we've got Pawn Dub Dev, also known as Proof of No Work Dev, in the house. Tell people who you are and where you come from.
Yeah, thanks, Max. What's up, everybody? I'm a developer on the Pulse Chain blockchain. I've been a long time crypto community member, and I'm just here as part of the Forge, helping Mark out and helping some of these projects come up with some ideas. Active on Curator and the Forge as well. So just trying to contribute and help out the community, help out the blockchain.
Awesome. And Ilya?
Hey, guys. Nice to meet everyone. I'm from my basement in Los Angeles currently streaming. So 20 years in tech and design. I built several Web2 companies, work for enterprise, and then I'm in blockchain pretty long time. I got first Bitcoins for $40. Started developing 2016, 2017. and I've been working on different aspects of crypto market for all this time. So just currently playing around with innovative technologies and building some products and companies. And we'll be happy to share the idea that I'll be building on the Pulse chain as well. Pleasure to be here.
Awesome. And Derek, want to introduce yourself and where you're from?
Sure. Derek from Pulse Bets. We're currently a work in progress on the Forge. Been in Pulse Chain since day one, and looking to launch an excellent project using the Forge platform.
Beautiful. And if we have some more guests show up, we'll just introduce them as they walk in. And we've also got some people in chat. Hexiest Man in the World says, "What's up? Let's go." And Bright Light says the NFTs look great. So we got a couple fans there. So if you guys have not been to the Forge, let me share that really quickly.
Yeah, can you show out those NFTs, bro? Show some of the artwork on the NFTs.
Yeah. So as let me pull this back up right there. There we go. Yeah. So we've got some of the NFTs right here. The Anarchy one, I'm pretty sure, or one with an Anarchy on it, is one of the ones that Randy Hilarski shared recently. He's into the no permissions, group. But yeah, these are some of the NFTs right here. And why don't you guide us through this, Mark? Just go ahead and tell people what they're looking at and maybe expound a little bit more on the utility of the NFTs.
So these are the beautiful NFTs. Maybe if you scroll to the top, we can actually go quickly to the projects, and then that shows it more clearly what the utility is.
You bet. All right, so go up here and you click on projects.
Projects, yes.
These are some of the projects right now with micro reviews, I believe.
So Bet on Pulse is a great example. You can click on the project. Derek from Bet on Pulse is on here, right? And then you have the project description there on the left, and on the right side you can see either reviews and also suggestions. And in the middle of those, you see that little up arrow, and that's what we call super upvotes. So the utility is the more NFTs that you have, you can lock them up. That feature is still coming out now that we have the NFTs. But the more NFTs you have, the more upvotes you get. So anyone can come in and review projects and say why they like it or not. But NFT holders, they upvote the best reviews, and that gives the project the rating. So ultimately, we can start investing or supporting projects based on these reviews rather than just what influencers have to say about them. And it's very hard for projects to bribe these people, because they would have to bribe lots of analysts plus the NFT holders who upvote those reviews. And eventually we also have token holders. And in return for doing that, the NFT holders, they get a percentage of all the tokens that come through the platform. So they get very nicely rewarded. There will also be other features where funds will eventually be raised into a smart contract that only gets released over time as the project achieves its milestones, and NFT holders can block these funds as well. So it's really next level kind of decentralized incubator and launchpad that is there to really protect the community and to help the projects flourish as well and get a lot more community engagement, make the entire process a lot more safe.
Yeah, and as you see, like Wise Wizard just dropped a 4-star review, micro review right here with what they like about it. And then the last time we were on here, there's actually a comment right here, a suggestion. Let's make a 404 NFT was one of the ideas we came up with one of the last streams. So you can come in here and, like he said, you can put on comments, suggestions, and mark what those are as you log in. And in order to log into the Forge, what do people need?
Nothing right now. Just go to that sign up button on the top right. Put in your email and your name. I think that Telegram is also good. And then you're good to go. Then you start contributing to the platform. If you go to your experience points on the top, you'll see You have to log in.
Yeah, I'm not logged in right now.
Once you're logged in, you can see you get experience points for all the reviews, everything that
Right.
you do, and those ultimately will then turn into tokens from the Forge, but also from the projects that come through.
Mhm.
Yes, actually, now you're getting to another thing. If you scroll to the top again, you see the community tab. And you see there that this is ranked. So we have Roger who has 76 XP, and then myself is 34, and then it goes down like that. And you see the verified badges versus non-verified. So eventually, once you can connect your NFTs, you can get verified by doing that. And that means you can get slashed if you misbehave on the platform. And you can increase your ranking by writing for projects and by having more NFTs and so forth. If you go to the very top, also, you can see there's a talent board to the right. And that we really encourage people to do that. So you can sign in your profile, you can set whether you're a KOL or a dev or have any other like marketing abilities, things like that. And then projects can get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with projects. And eventually here, there will also, so when you then click on a person, you can see the reviews that they've written. You basically see their portfolio. Like this person hasn't done anything yet, but since we're in the early phases. But if you look at Nate, for example.
Yeah, here's Nate's on Humanity and Civitas, Anti-Gravity,
Exactly.
been on Pulse Farm. And it's the crazy thing is he's got, if I go back to the experience points on this one, where did it go? Everyone.
The community.
Yeah, Roger's kicking everyone's ass. Like, how's Roger's got 76, and Nate, who's been doing some serious writings, at half that. So Nate, dude, you gotta get it. You gotta get those. I don't know. How did he get so many more points than us?
Well, because he gets upvotes. So the more you get upvoted on the reviews, the more points you get. That's basically what it is.
There we go. And of course, you're right there with Nate. And
yeah. So maybe I got some upvotes as well from someone.
Yeah, I need one more vote to beat Pondub. I'm coming after you, Pondub.
I need to get more active on there. I only have a few reviews.
Well, I think there might be some really cool projects coming in today that you guys can write on. So we see Ilya already has the shit as a background now. I think we'll hear about that a lot more in a second. But maybe last thing, if you go back to the Forge, just to show people, we just delivered the NFTs now, but we'll still stick with this process for a bit until we move to a minting app a little later. So to get them, just click the buy now button. And then that scrolls down to here, and then you can just transfer funds to that address, and then we'll process it a day later and send you those NFTs. You can scroll down a little bit to see the price. We've basically sold out the first 6 tranches now and are on the 7th now, so it's 170 per NFT. So just send a multiple of that. If you want 5, it's 5 times 1. It's 850, I think. If you want 5, right? So just have to do a little math. And that's it. Any questions about this?
It looks like you're only selling 4,500 of these total. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, and we're giving out an additional 1K to kind of most active Pulse Chain community members to make sure it's a little bit decentralized and people who care about the chain have control. So it's a total of 5,555.
Awesome.
Mark, have you checked the secondary markets, the NFT marketplaces, to see if any of the NFTs were being listed there? Because I checked maybe about 48 hours ago, and I didn't see any on any of the active markets, any of the Forge being sold anywhere. So it looks like everyone's holding on to them, not listing.
I think everyone is holding on to it, yeah. And I mean, so actually next week we want to do a roundtable where we, as a community, a little bit explore, what we can do with them. Maybe even start thinking cross-chain and stuff like that. So I think we'll be able to add a lot more value to these NFTs over time and develop. I just love them so much. I think they're so awesome, So I think we have to maximize what we can do with the NFTs. I wouldn't sell them.
Diamond hands.
For you.
Diamond hands.
Sorry for that.
If you were going to
register on the site, do you need to move the NFTs off of NFT on Pulse, or is it already? I was a little confused.
No, actually, they are not really on NFT on Pulse. NFT on Pulse, just like many other marketplaces, can display them. They take it from the chain, right? They're just in your wallet, I guess, or in your address on chain, right? Or assigned to your address. And then you can import them to your wallet if you want, but I think there's no easy way to do it. I think you have to do it one by one. And I'm not sure if there's a real point to that. Maybe Proof of No Work has more insights.
Well, yeah,
on that,
if you wanted to view your NFTs individually inside of your wallet interface, if it was on MetaMask, you're typically going to have to import them one by one. So each NFT will have a unique identifier. Typically, if you'll see that you had, let's see, NFT number 69, your ID is actually 68. It's typically a number before that. So just know if you try to enter it and you see you have NFT 69 and you're putting in 69 as your identifier, it's actually most likely 68. So it's usually one before it. So if you have NFT number 1, your ID is 0. But you'll see that identifier in the MetaMask setup. It has like an NFT section typically on most browsers, where you could see there's an NFT section. You can import the wallet address of the Forge NFTs and then your NFT ID. But for most people, unless you really want to just have that displayed in that MetaMask for whatever reason, you could just take your wallet address and visit one of the NFT marketplaces like NFT on Pulse, and it will show you all of the NFTs that are held in your wallet. And then that where you'll be able to see your Forge NFTs. So that would probably be the easiest way. Wherever you took, whatever wallet, you bought them off of with here, enter that wallet address into the NFT marketplace, and that would be the quickest and easiest way for you to see all your NFTs and all of them at the same time. But if you want to import them into your wallet address, you'll have to do that on MetaMask. If you use Rabby Wallet will display all of the NFTs naturally if it's on the blockchain or the image file is in the CID or whatever. So like if you go to Rabby, you should see those NFTs listed inside the Rabby Wallet displayed natively, and you won't have to import anything like that. So that's a nice advantage to Rabby Wallet.
Shout out to More Hex. He says Forge, and then someone with a bunch of camels showed up in chat.
The Camel Clan.
He's got a lot of feelings to share, some of them about crypto. And obviously, I was going to see if it was to send him a link, but someone beat me to it. Mr. Fast Abdul, how are you doing? Introduce yourself to the community and tell us where you came from.
Hey, guys. I most recently came from the deck of my cabin. You can see the lake in the background and some camels as well. The lake is real. The camels less real. I also have a captain's hat. I think it's important that you note that and recognize it. And I'm having a couple drinks tonight, sort of a pre-4th of July. I'm not American, but I feel for you guys. It's one of my feelings. And I have a lot of feelings about crypto too. So carry on. I'll chirp in later.
Thank you very much for introducing yourself, Mr. Fast Abdul. He's the one that's always talking bribes. And as we said earlier, bribes are a problem on a lot of these launch pads, because if VCs own the launch pad, or VCs launch a coin and pay the launch pad to give them favorable reviews and pump them, that's where we end up, where we see all too many rug pulls in crypto right now, where everyone thinks that this project's going somewhere, it's got legs, it's got a community, and now they just stole your money, right?
Yeah, I mean, along that topic, if you've seen, I don't know if people were around a few cycles ago, there was the BitBoy whole thing where him and a bunch of other influencers were on a list, and you could see the prices they were charging to shill whatever project was going around. Well, there's a new one that just went around recently within the past couple weeks or whatever, and it's the more modern or more popular influencers now, like Nan or Crypto Nan Ran and all these other guys that, the big faces are more popular guys here, and they have prices as well too. And there's people in our community that are actually advocating for us to have marketing funds that go out and pay those people and promote and get exposure. So a lot of people, look down on it and talk badly about that type of practice, but it's extremely rampant across all of crypto and every community, every blockchain. So, it has its downsides, but a lot of people look at it as like maybe something that is kind of a necessity or something that you should pursue. But what a lot of people have issue with is the non-disclosure of that. So if you could get to these influencers, it's really not all that bad to get paid promos as long as the promo is disclosed as being paid. But that's the issue really that a lot of people have here. But I don't think we want to look down on those paid people as much. We kind of want them, but I don't know who's going to pay them because it doesn't seem like Richard is. Maybe some of us will.
Well,
I mean, on that point, I mean, that's the difference between being legal and illegal. I mean, if you promote something and you have been paid and you don't disclose it, it's illegal, and I mean, you can be punished for that. But if you do it publicly, I also don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, agree. And Hexicans and Republicans have blown a lot more money on a lot stupider shit than paying a couple of YouTubers to mention our coins, right?
Yeah, I mean, what we
There's
have,
nothing wrong with it.
The Hex logo on the side of the NASCAR, I don't know if that's going to be as effective as going to the crypto NanRand or whatever. You know, some people
So
really
that was
advocate for mailers. I don't know that these flyers that Richard loves so much might do as much work as paying Ivan on Tech to talk about Hex. I don't know. You know, it might be. It might work.
Well, I mean, think about it. It was
You
like,
guys give me $5,000 and I'll super chat every major crypto influencer until they cry about Hex. And it would be so freaking effective. They'd be like, oh, it's that Festodual guy again talking about Hex. But they would say that on the screen, right?
That's
And
what we
I've done
need to
it
get back
before,
to
by the
as a
way.
community, man.
lot of
This
them.
is like we've all been divided and conquered, and in a downtrend, it's so easy to get tribal and hateful, and everybody hates each other and get locked in. And that's kind of what you want. If you hear through history, people that want to overthrow governments and stuff, they attack from the inside. And our community's kind of been in the inside infighting. We should rally together and do stuff like this. Pay people outside the community to come in. Let's start doing paid promos and stuff. It's really not stuff to be looked down upon, but just the non-disclosure is so rampant. That's what's the big issue. We need to definitely
We should
solve
be
that issue, and
infiltrating
maybe someone
other
could build something like
communities.
that. Yeah, exactly. That's
We
the
should
point.
be sneaking into those communities and pretending we're their friends and then just tell them about Hex. It'll work.
You know what we should
don't-
do is pretend to be females. That's the best way into a
That
crypto
works.
group, apparently.
That works awesome.
Well, Mark
Get
built
those
something
AI
with Curator. The Curator
Maybe it's
platform does
terrible.
something that goal. It takes different communities and allows them to review different projects, different platforms, and different things. So that's really what brought me into this, is that ability that you could reach out to different blockchains, because that's a meeting place for it. So we should promote that as well. That'd be in our best interest as a Hex Pulse Chain community. Get Curator more used, more rampant. So that's a good resource we should use more.
Thanks a lot. So we will have massive update coming on Monday, and I'll report to you guys. But it's very exciting on Curator. But maybe now let's segue into the pitches. I don't know. I think since you mentioned the ladies, we can start with Crypto Rookies pitch.
All right, I'll share my screen, but it will be short on that side.
And let's keep it to 5 minutes for the pitch, and then we can do another 5 minutes discussion on each project.
Okay.
I'll keep a timer when you start.
So first thing first, the way I want to launch this project with the token, it's kind of like a meme coin, but I call them community tokens. And here I'm showing a screen where it's an article that came out in Forbes a few months ago. They had 20 projects that are $1 billion market cap and above, that have barely any users, which is why the revenue generated from the technology itself is almost negligible. For example, Algorand, last year they make $62,000 from the network fees. That doesn't even cover the cost of one developer. The one thing why those projects are big and stay big, for example, EOS, this project, who used that? I don't know anybody that owned the token. I don't know anybody that used the technology anymore. It's been kind of dead for the past 4 years or more. But
I owned it at one point.
Yeah, exactly. It used to be big a long time ago, but now they still have $1.1 billion of market cap. And the reason why they're still alive is because they have 43 basically $4.3 billion of $43 million of treasury. So if you manage the treasury by investing it properly and generating yield from it, and this is directly correlated to your market cap because you basically extract some of the funds of your market cap when you have your own token allocation. You can sell that, convert it to treasury, manage that, and then you can make several millions of dollars every year to support your project, pay your developers, pay your team, and also have some enough to maintain maybe the price of the token itself. So the thing, 20 projects that are basically in that category right there, and that's where I come into this. Before we go into producing the reality TV show with the hot girls to bring attention to various projects, the goal is to make sure that we generate enough of the treasury to be able to be financially sustainable. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years now, like doing market making. My average is between 10 and 20% per month. It goes up during a bull market. And you can go into my Twitter, Crypto Rookies, and you go check some of the posts I document on Mirror, all of my posts about my market making strategy. The thing, I started this publishing all of that information with an investment of 6.5K in February. And now I'm I doubled it. So the thing, I'm running right now on an average of 19% per month return. So this is what I would focus on, collecting a treasury while selling the token. And then the profit of that would not go to the people who commit. It would go to financing the reality TV show. Because then that would promote the token, and it would be kind of a snowball effect and making sure that the economic works well. Eventually, there will be profit share with the participant at stake, but that will come a little bit later. So this is how I want to proceed with this. That means that it's basically centralized at first, and we'll decentralize it over time with a DAO structure, but this is how I want to proceed with this. Oprah, she's one of the richest women in the world because she owned the IP protection for reality TV show and talk shows. And that thing, before I disclose what the reality TV show is about, I want to make sure we secure the IP protection first before we go public with it. This way we can license this concept to various places in the world to produce their own reality TV show and promote crypto through that. So that's how it should work, in my opinion. It's unfortunate. I would like to do it differently, but you have to protect yourself from the IP perspective. So to make sure the value stay in the token economy.
You know, I missed one thing you said, just to get, if you could repeat it for us. You said that the yield that you create from this, from the trading of the treasury, you said that wouldn't go into the coin, it would go somewhere else. Is that correct? Did I hear you correct?
Yeah, that would be to fund the reality TV show itself. The thing, it depends on how much capital, because the reality TV show is not going to cost $10 million. So like at some point there will be excess, and that can go back into staking yield for the stakers. For me, I would, if you want the token to be SEC compliant, you should have the token that has as little as possible. And then the security aspect with the profit sharing and all that stuff could go to stakers only. This way, people have to buy the token in order to stake, in order to extract that yield. And that means that there's still a correlation, but it's not a direct profit, expectation of profit on the token itself. This way, your SEC compliant on the token.
Yeah, sorry, that was the part I didn't catch. So you can carry on with whatever you want. You got about a minute left, and then we'll introduce. Well, we have someone in the green room now. If they show back up, they can introduce themselves and join the 5-minute discussion.
I think we're already in the questions now. I think you started about at 25, so we're at 30. So we have another 3 minutes for questions.
Right.
I really liked
my
everything they
question
said here. Go ahead, Mark.
My question is, I know you have some experience with TV and reality shows and stuff like that.
Me,
Is that
no,
true?
but the thing I have partners in Singapore and Malaysia, so we have someone that would sponsor the location. It's a really nice villa but that can host about 10 people. So that would be the girls that go there for 3 months full time. We record all non-stop what's going on, and it will be more like about crypto. But I won't disclose exactly what this is for
Okay.
protection.
But nice villa in Singapore with girls in crypto. That sounds.
No, it will be Malaysia, the villa.
Malaysia. Okay.
But in Singapore there's a TV producer that has experience producing stuff like that is getting involved. So all of that will come on phase 2. Right now, it's the first part of this project is treasury management and launching the token.
Is it
like
active management, or is it like a script or passive? Like, what is it a program?
That thing, it's semi-passive because I use tools on centralized exchange mostly like GridBots, but I have to configure them and readjust based on market condition. So I have to specify the range, the number of grids, and how much leverage I use and all that stuff. So I need to be still conscious that when the market move a lot, I need to readjust and reconfigure the bots. So
Interesting. Cool.
So how much are the tickets to the villa?
how much of the tickets of the token?
To the villa. He's not interested in a token.
How many tokens do we need to buy?
I think that will come in with the staking because obviously there will be parties going on from time to time. But I think my hope is that the first show will be in Malaysia, but eventually, if you're like a large staker, maybe you can secure the IP also to run your own show, maybe in Phuket or elsewhere. I would want that part to be decentralized as much as possible.
Proof of no work, you had something to say as well, right? We have another 1 minute, I think, and then we move on to the next project.
I mean, I really liked everything that he was saying here. It's almost like creating a in real life revenue source that you have the option to maybe take back into the token, put back on the blockchain, but you're not promising, but that's still bringing exposure. You're creating multiple revenue sources. It's all great. The one thing I didn't like about what your criticism that you said just personally, that's something about a DAO, introducing a DAO eventually. I would discourage you from trying to go into that route. I'd say just leave it as is and stay under your management, under your control, and leave the community with a decentralized aspect in that case. But I would discourage a DAO from this. I think you want to have a more centralized actor, centralized role in it, especially when you're producing like movies and content and stuff like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I would like the show to also have some location in India, in various locations in the world that have like especially language translation. I don't understand a lot of other language besides English and French. So I think other people need to take ownership and produce that content for their own location. That part should be decentralized, in my opinion. But the overall management could be partly centralized.
I just think that would be better off, especially when doing stuff in the real world, so that you could still have some type of ability to make administrative changes or stuff that the blockchain, couldn't foresee or whatever. There could be things that you need to adjust in the real life. And if you have to rely on a DAO, it could make things really crazy for making decisions in the real world,
Definitely.
Yeah,
Guys, let's
Good.
move on to the next pitch. We still have a few to go through, but thanks a lot for the presentation and all the discussion. Valentin, thanks for joining in. I know it's very late for you, is it?
Very early.
Very early. Okay, so maybe why don't you introduce yourself and then you can do your pitch.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I think I can't hear you. Yeah. So I can start, right?
Yes.
I think I have some troubles with the microphone, but yeah. Okay. So my project is basically I've been working on like a technical things with it, but the main idea is to build up a virtual world There is a similar project on Ethereum. I'm not gonna like shield this project, but the main idea is to connect. The whole idea of the project is we have a mobile world with a game. We have VR, which is developing very fast right now, and then we have a blockchain. So the idea is to build one land where you will be able to buy it. I was thinking to like make a token with help of which you can buy a virtual square feet of the land. And every person will be able to buy a certain amount of the land. Why a certain amount of the land? Because if you let the person to buy a lot of land, that will make a centralized world where one person can have like a 10th part of like this virtual world. So in theory, I was working with the numbers, and in theory, if we have an X token, you can have basically one X token can buy, let's say, 10,000 virtual squares, right? And then these virtual squares, in theory, you can sell them, or you can hold them in order to develop the land. Developing the land, it means that you can build up infrastructure, and then in a bigger scheme of things, this infrastructure will have some shops that will be bought by other people in order to promote their stuff. So let's say you have like a virtual bank, and your land is very interesting for the bank.
We only have about 1 more minute, and then we go into questions, because it's only 5 minutes per project.
I can hear you. I don't. I can hear you, but I think you said 1 more minute, right?
1 more minute, yes. 1 more minute, and then we go into questions.
1
1 minute. 30 seconds now. Okay. Maybe when he comes back, we can go into questions. Should we move on? Either Derek, if you have to leave, you can give your update first, or otherwise we finish Ilya with the pitches.
Yes. So we should be inking a deal with the dev team in possibly tomorrow. So I'm not mentioning names quite yet, but we plan on opening our NFT sale in 2 weeks. And if you sign up for the waiting list at betonpulse.com, you're going to get a 24-hour jump on the early tier of the NFTs, and we're going to get this project rolling. The NFTs would be eligible for rewards on the platform, and also airdrops for our token that will be launching a couple of weeks after that. So the quote from the dev team looks like a 90-day project once we ink this deal, which we're hoping to tomorrow. And we're pumped, man. It's a very reputable dev team, and we're the specs of the project the capabilities of the project got a lot more real quick because of the quality of this dev team. So more to come, and hopefully we can announce that in the next Forge stream. But it's moving along swiftly, and really happy with the advisors that we have on board, and looking forward to getting this thing started. So that's where we're at.
Awesome. Thanks. I told you before the stream that I have an idea to share with you. This comes from a partner of Curator that I've known for a long time. just something for you to consider. But the last World Cup, they threw up a betting platform where you could bet on the matches, but you, instead of a single currency to bet, you could bet with any meme coin or shit coin that you had. And they expected maybe a couple million or so in revenues, but it was just completely blown out. They made $25 million, I think, during just the World Cup. And it turned out that people were just much easier if they could just bet with any coins they had in their wallets. So that was a huge marketing thing. Maybe something for you guys to consider.
That's actually one of the features that we're going to be able to enable right out of the gate. Where we should be able to take bets from ETH, Base, and Solana right out of the start. So we thought that was going to be a roadmap thing down the road, but that's actually going to be in our MVP. So,
and you will also be able to accept any token on these networks, or just
right now it's probably stables, but I'm not ruling that out. These guys are surprising us a lot.
I'm just telling you that from this guy, and they're very experienced. They're a big VC in Hong Kong, $100 million company and stuff. And they just said it was a massive success being able to bet with your shit coins that people, didn't really assign any value to. But in the end, it was an insane amount of money that got bet. So
nice.
Yes, you could build that into your thing very easily if you have you sound like you have a very competent developer team you think you're gonna be working with. So on the front end there, whenever someone deposits their token, if you have these certain chains accepted, you should easily be able to accept any token, and then essentially they'll, in order to place the bet with their currency or whatever, they'll do a swap to whatever currency you want. If you want the native token of their chain, if you want stables, it's on you as the back end. But on the user front end, they could just put in whatever shit token, and then it will place the bet for them and give them a quote of how much dollars it's worth or whatever. You could take a swap or a charge on that swap, and that's where you're making that killing that Mark's describing right there.
Got it.
That
so
huge amount of money on that fees. That swap fee.
There will be a swap into a stable. That's what I meant.
Okay.
So
It could be whatever you want. It could be the whatever token you determine. You can change it on your back end as you please. But then for the user, they'll just put it in, and it'll essentially just be like you build the DEX into your thing, but they don't even know. They just put their token in. They get a quote of how much it would be worth, like after the swap. That's how much their bet's worth after it's placed. After the blockchain confirms, you get your quote out. You guys take your fee, and that should be able to be built very easily inside of whatever else you're already doing.
So there's one caveat that we need to figure out on that, and that's also in our MVP. You're going to be able to enter and exit the bet at any time. So, which originally we thought we'd have to keep people till the outcome of the bet. That's not the case now. So you can actually swing trade one of these events, right? Like the election. If Biden drops out, you could swing trade that or whatever. It's not like our original MVP where we thought you just have to place a bet and then wait for the outcome. That's not the case. So what we were thinking is anybody swaps into a stable, we would probably bridge in, a couple times a day, depending if we hit a certain threshold or whatever it is. And then they would get a credit to the system in the interim until it's bridged over. And then if they wanted to enter it, there would have to be a certain time frame that they'd have to give us to make sure that we get in and out. But we're working on those details.
I think you go the exact, just like I described to you on the way in, how anyone can swap it for whatever they want. Then they can do the same thing on the way out. So you just build the swap for when they execute it. They'll swap into whatever token you want, if it's a stable token or whatever, the native token of the chain. And then that token will go buy the shit token that they want to get back. So what's really interesting about what you just said there is how it was like you could play the volatility of the market by going into the bet. So you could have, say, your Pulse token, 1 million Pulse, you take the bet. While you're taking the bet, say that the bet just stays and the odds barely move on it. You could just cash out for equal, but the price of Pulse tanked while you had that bet. You could just swap back out and get 1.3 million Pulse and have just, while taking a bet, you made money to take the bet to break even or even lose because of that ability to swap right back for the token that you want. So it's
a
just
very-
like you did it on the front end, you just do it on the back end as they exit. It should be the same code, basically just in reverse.
That's right. And we also need to be able to avoid, it's basically bridging for free almost, right? So we have to make sure that we're not getting fleeced on that deal. So we're still working out the mechanics.
Dude, I don't think you don't even for as far as the mechanics, you just have the receiving address of Solana, the receiving address for ETH, the receiving address for Base or whatever. And then only people that have Base assets can interact with that Base chain. Only that have ETH can interact with that. And you don't have to worry about anybody bridging or anything if you just interact on those blockchains natively. And then you don't have to credit them. You don't have to do custody the funds. Everybody has it's self-custody of their assets the whole time. And then they could just swap back out as they swap in. I think that's way better system. And
But
it would be
if you,
probably easier to build.
So if you accept any token, just make sure that you only accept token that have a certain amount of liquidity. Otherwise, people could, create a token out of nowhere and then rug pull you if the odd is not in their favor and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that we just have to, dot the
That's
I's.
why that go-between token that you program that you want to take in is for you, say stables. They have to swap their trillions of tokens or whatever for the stables in order to buy it. So you have that built in the DEX swap. They couldn't manipulate it, even if they wanted to make a fake market cap with a trillion valuation. They'd still need to swap on the DEX to get the USD tokens that you need in the back end. So that would be shown in their quote. It would look like a DEX basically on their end, but they wouldn't even have to show them the swap data.
And we're just going to always end up with stable. So it doesn't really matter.
Right. And you take a fee. You take a fee. That's amazing. You make crazy money.
Let's thanks a lot. I think very valuable, awesome discussion here. Maybe Derek, you can send this to your devs later on, right?
It's locked in my brain, man. I got it. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Where can people follow Derek real quick before he bounces?
betonpulse.com. You can sign up for the waiting list. You'll get early access to the NFTs, and it's Derek on Telegram. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Can we move on to Ilya and then to Fast Abdul, and then give some Q&A for Valentine after that as well.
Awesome.
Ilya, do you want to present the shit?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
You're good.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, pleasure to meet everyone, and nice to be here. Thank you for inviting. I'm not gonna overload you with like the crazy, long speech. Even though I can do it if I want, but I'm not gonna do it this time. There's like a few projects I launched, is like Alter Metaverse with NFTs, that location based and fully AR. I launched the Weedar, is the cannabis delivery company in California, but that's scaling to US market, that also has the NFT component to it. But lately, the most exciting things that I've been playing around on the market is actually community building tools, and I had pretty good success launching like the tapping applications specifically for Telegram, where we gained like 5 million users in a matter of several months. So pretty much testing that model for the past 6 months and building different applications that work and engage the community. I came up with this concept that I want to build this shit. And the main idea is, I just really like the name, guys. I'm sorry. But the main idea that, there's a bunch of like a shit projects, like a shit coins on the market, right? But we want to find the shit. So this shit is the best project that are gonna get, the first position, the main amount of votes. So with simple Telegram application, a very simple model where we are create the user engagement in a simple game where it's kind of like a Tinder experience where a user can swipe and select a different project he like, and then he can vote for that project. There's also could be a tasks that he can complete and support the project if he actually a fan of this project. And then the main idea that, there's like a leaderboard, top 5, top 10, top projects on polls, top NFTs on polls. And we just flow the, amount of the traffic that's coming from the community pretty much to voting mechanism. It's pretty much vote and earn. So person who vote, they earn points, and then those points being converted to tokens that's going to be launched. So the shit points and the shit tokens. I'm going to share my screen pretty fast. It's some Dejan style, meme style project where it's zero UI, super simple. The shit, vote and earn. You have like a simple leaderboard of the let's say top projects on polls, right, where we can see who's performing the most. We can start our voting. We have an amount of points to vote, and then we have a project card. We have like ability to upgrade amount of votes if we want. We have amount of points that we make while we are voting. We can see the project details and information. So it could be like a rank, amount of votes that people did for the project, then ticker, contact address, and then additional buttons like follow buttons and to support the project, to join the community, Twitter, and other links of that project. And then pretty much the voting, vote the shit. And then with that, we create, pretty much leaderboards and different charts, as well as different challenges for the projects. So let's say if that's the NFTs on polls. So we want to find what's the best NFT project will be on polls. So we want to send the notifications to all the users who's in the community to vote for those projects and get the tokens and votes for that. User also create his profile. He collect the points. He'll link his socials and his where he active. And the way how it works is pretty much like a referral system where user invites his friends and he make more points with from the friends that he invited. So more people you invited, more points you make, more tokens you're gonna get. Tokens gonna give you different opportunities in the project itself. But initially, we're gonna get to that when we're gonna discuss in the token economy. So this is like pretty much like the first step of showing. I don't want to talk too much details about it, but like I think it's pretty simple, and the simplicity of it is actually what I like the most.
Thank you, Ilya. Any questions for Ilya?
How much traffic did you get? That was a lot. 5 million?
Yeah, so we gained 5 million on tapping game, where I need to feed the cat. So users were coming to pet the cat. But because we invested pretty good amount in the content, and then there's going to be the idea of like you can mint the cat and everyone creates his unique cat while he plays the game. Users are very motivated because they believe that the project going to succeed. So it's very much a combination of tapping viral referral MLM models applied to the meme coin industry, where people pretty much build an activity around the community, but then you can also, with the task, create the activities on the chain, and then you create activities to any other links and socials or partners projects that you participated with. So that's kind of growth hacking tool, I would say.
Have you done the airdrop already of the tapping game?
For the shit, not yet, because we just like launching it. So for the shit, not yet.
I think the one where you have the 5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet. No, it's not started. It's going to be, we're like waiting for the best time. And, that's, but my partners did. So my partners, some of my partners, but I would say that many projects is not in a big rush of like launching it. There's also like a market specifics, because it could be like, you don't want to launch on the bear position. You want to launch, when it's the bull run. And also you want to be sure that you have a perfect token economics, that users are not going to dump your token when they're going to get it, and it's not going to crash. So you should have like a perfect like a vesting schedule, and locks and like different other things that gonna motivate people to keep the tokens internally.
Yeah, that was related to my question. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what will happen once you launch.
We planned to launch in July for one of the projects, but decided to move it to September.
Okay.
Even the traction is good, but I have partners and friends who did pretty good success. One of them just partnered with Binance. They sent 2 million KYC to Binance, KYC users, and they gained 50 million community, and they also monetized. They made like 1 million in a week just on the monetization, selling the boosts internally in that application. So the beauty of it that pretty much the tech that we built are fully linked to Discord and Telegram. So you can utilize that community that internally in your channel and engage them with your project. So that project could have any meme type of interaction. You can feed the Pepper, for example, and engage the Pepper community. With every click, you're going to create the activity for the Pepper community. So with the shit, it's like we're using the similar model, but I just want to help, first of all, to build the transparency, but in the same moment, make people to be motivated to make the vote for the project and think about this decision. So it's like more activity you create, more energy you spend, more successful project would be.
It's actually creating some value with your click. You don't just click, you swipe, right?
Yeah, and then you benefit, you make points.
Okay.
And I like the concept of the shit coin.
I got a couple quick hitter questions, man. Can I get them in, Mark? I'm sorry, it's gonna be a little
please
bit.
Go ahead.
I liked all of these ideas. This was great. What can you excuse my ignorance though? What is this tapping application for Telegram? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Because I'm just talking about the shit project. I don't want to advertise my other tech that I've been built. But if you want, I can go in details. The one of the project is called Tomcat, and you can pretty much click through the cat, as I say, and then that cat gonna make you the points.
Maybe I can
something give you points. I don't get it.
It's a very big thing right now on Ton. I mean, it's the peak of retardedness, I would say.
Okay, I'll just have to look this up separately. I'll look it up.
You literally just have to click, and every time you click, you get a point, and people are going crazy over it.
Right.
But I think, Ilya, you've also built some additional things. So you have to click, but you also go and do quests, right?
So is the UI built for that concept that you showed here about the different programs, or is that just a concept?
That's one is actually on the UI stage, but because I have a lot of backend.
I mean, the cat you can show, right? You show that.
Yeah, of course. Let's see.
How do you involve the blockchain in this? Like, you can't possibly have all these actions on the blockchain.
Because
some type of oracle.
You connect your wallet, right? So because the wallet, the main idea is just to identify the users that he's legit and he has a wallet, so he can participate in the airdrop. And let's see if the web version gonna work because a second. Because we moved fully to mobile and it's hard for me to share with you, but I want to test it out. It works. Yeah, super simple. This one is specifically for Telegram, but I'm showing you on web so you can see, right? So I have my wallet here. This one is Solana project. So
I think you're not sharing the screen yet. We cannot see your screen.
Oh, 1 second.
Okay.
It says that it's sharing. 1 second. Let's do it again.
Sorry, I shared it and then it went down. There we go.
Can you see?
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you connect your wallet, right? So the main identification is Web3 identification. The users has his wallet. I can pretty much change to like any of it, but depends what chain I am. And then you can invite friends. You have your referral link. So I invited 15 friends, and I'm gonna be making 10% from each of the friends that signed and started tapping. And then here is the leaderboard. So leaderboard is each wallet who's started tapping game. So very much what I do, I'm just start tapping, and cat is sad, so I want to make him happy, and that cat also, when he happy, he helps me to make money. So I'm tapping to the cat. I have boosts, so he helped me to make more money and more coins. And then I have different tasks. So like I can follow Twitter, Telegram to make additional points, and I have like partnership tasks that also helps me to get the point, and I have like daily tasks that I have to complete. With that, I'm making points, but with more users activity, I have more, like the project pretty much growing. So for me to even help to come to the community and say, hey, I have like 5 million users currently tapping into my applications. I can put it on any blockchain and create an activity for that chain. So here is, I can show you the Tomcat.
But very few transactions are actually occurring on chain. Basically, you're just using this to
Yeah.
log in, and then whenever you want to cash out your points or whatever, that will go on the chain.
Exactly, but after we launch, and currently I'm building the on-chain tech as well for that. You can imagine, because it's pretty heavy activity on the chain, but if you're gonna have like 5 million users making that activity, you can sell boosts on chain and things like that. So currently in that project, you can see like 2.3 subscribers just in a channel. So this is the channel, and then this one is this is the bot itself. So the bot, you can open application and you can click different cats. Same.
I've never seen this stuff before. Thanks for showing, man.
Yeah. And then the chat. So like this is just CIS chat, for example, and this is the main chat. It's like 160,000 members currently, and everyone is just enjoying it. So
you gotta have like some type of minimum threshold or something like that, because none of these blockchains can handle these type of transaction activity to have all this stuff on chain. So if you just have to connect your wallet, that's great, and then after you reach a certain threshold, a certain amount of tokens, then you can withdraw them. As long as you do that, you'll be able to do this basically anywhere. But just you can't have all these transactions on chain; you'll ruin us like Zen.
Yep. So that's why we're not making it on chain. We pretty much create the community around the project or a chain, and then that application can help user to generate NFT or connect his wallet or make like a simple transaction that he needs to buy some tokens, or he needs to do staking, or he needs to do something else that also can create an activity for the chain as well. It doesn't mean that it's like going to be 5 million users clicking into the network itself, but it means that the chain can, the tokens can get more circulation, community can get those tokens, for the benefits of that application gives them.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's great. Great idea. I love it.
So with the shit is like an early stage, we're finalizing the UI, but it's pretty much similar model. What I want to build is just like a rating system and simple like swipe, where users can, instead of just stopping for just one project, they can just vote for whatever they like, and they get benefits in the points first, but then more product scale and growth with the bigger community, it can launch its token as well.
Yeah, and you could get projects wanting to advertise too and get involved. That's great.
I think we need to cut it, but yeah, I agree with the enthusiasm here. Pastor Tool, do you want to have your pitch?
You bet. So I want to talk to you guys about the Camel Clan today. The Camel Clan is a group of like-minded individuals who are sick of meme coins on the Pulse chain that are either rug pulls or run by toxic individuals. You think you know who I'm talking about. So the Camel Clan is basically the Tang Gang, but for Chads. Okay, so all you guys qualify. You're welcome to join. I see some of you have already. I appreciate that. Here's the deal: we're going to distribute meme coins that are guaranteed with a no rug possibility, burned liquidity. The ones that are pushed by the community at first, basically by me, are going to have no founders allocation. They're going to go out to people who are providing liquidity via the 2Fux front end, and also to BBC stakers on 9inch. So we're partnering with 9inch to launch the coins. We're going to launch them first on Ethereum and make sure they have a little bit of liquidity over there, so we can use that to bridge the users over. And then we're going to bridge the majority of the liquidity, of course, will be on the Pulse chain. So if we were to participate with the Forge, we'd be looking for something where we basically burned every bit of liquidity that was raised for the meme coins via something that came in through the Forge. There'd be no other real interaction there. And eventually we'd be looking at a situation where we'd be getting community members to launch their own meme coins, but they'd have to follow strict guidelines where they participated with things that allowed them to have a founder share, but it would be locked for a certain period of time, let's say a year or 2 years, and where the liquidity would be locked. So again, there'd be zero rug pull possibility. So we can have safe meme coins on the Pulse chain for Chads specifically. that would be distributed through things like liquidity providing already, right? Which is kind of like the strongest hands you can get are the guys who are already providing liquidity. So it's a pretty good base for meme coins. And then we can add additional utility to those through other things that like farms and things like that, where the meme coins can actually become stores of value, or at least the ones that are the most successful. So they'll never go to zero since the liquidity is locked and, with burn liquidity tokens, but the ones that do really well might end up in farms and have their own farming opportunities, much like we've seen with the solid index tokens, SolidX, Access, Fire, and Nope. We could have that with a new set of meme coins that come out via the Camel Clan. So we kind of have a Camel Clan approved sticker that we put on things, and that'd be a way for people to know that this for sure isn't a rug pull. And we tie into some other things that we've seen successful in other places. We plan to have free mint Thursdays for NFTs. So every Thursday, somebody who had a certain amount of a certain meme coin in their wallet would be able to mint NFTs for free. And we tie into that market as well. And we're partnering with Pulse Market, which is kind of like the big NFT marketplace on Pulse Chain for that. And we have all sorts of partnerships lined up with other communities and other protocols. And that's sort of our main thing is if you're not a dick, we will partner with you. And we want to have as many partnerships as possible. We want to work with as many protocols who are looking to do good things on the Pulse Chain as possible, who are going to support our no rug pull, no founder allocation policy to really just provide value that has like something to pull people from Ethereum to the Pulse Chain, and that has options to pull people in from all over to see this meme coin market with only green candles because there's no rug pulls and guaranteed liquidity. What do you guys think?
Love it.
Sounds awesome.
That's it.
Any questions for Pastor Tool?
Clan Camel. Do it.
Doing it. We're doing it, guys.
Okay.
I joined the clan, so
I see that. I appreciate that.
Well, we'll need to vote on all these meme coins coming out, right, with the shit. So
Sure.
Exactly.
Why not? Yeah. Everyone should be like fully like the community should have an opinion on is this the one? Is that the one? Which one's it going to be? And with some of these partnerships, like 9inch is coming out with a new thing that's a fork of Pump.Fun. I think it's another liquidity providing thing for new coins. So I really like the idea of having like meme coins are meme coins. We know what they are. We know they have no utility. But I'm going to distribute them via protocols that do have serious utility. Like 2Fux is the fork of Convex for the Pulse Chain. Most people won't even know what that means because it has so much utility. And because of that, we're going to provide a situation where they're much more stable than they would be otherwise. And being that the people that we're looking to attract are going to be more than your average meme coin $5, $10 buyers, I think we can see some serious action. So, like we're willing to put in the work and we're willing to provide the guarantees to the community. Of course, there's no financial guarantees. This is all strictly for fun. It's all just random numbers and pictures on the internet. But, we can guarantee it'll be a good time.
Question for you. Are you able to do more than one meme coin on a 2Fux pool? Or is it just, are you going to have like rotations of different meme coins as rewards on a stake and when you're a staker on this pool?
So basically the 2Fux protocol, which is a fork of Convex for the Pulse Chain, when people participate by staking their LP tokens from the Fux exchange there, they get tokens, they get the Fux token and the 2Fux token as yield, right? As bonus yield, basically, because they still accumulate more other tokens. But we're able to add an additional bonus token on top, and that would be one of these meme coins. So it would be one additional bonus token per liquidity pair at a time, right? But we have 57 pairs to choose from right now. So I think we have some options. We're going to focus on the pairs that have 2Fux tokens in the pair, right? So right now we have the 2 solid index that has all the solid index tokens, Nope, Fire, Access, and SolidX, along with 2Fux. That would be one of the ones, for example, that would get a steady drip of hot and cold meme coins as bonus yield on top of whatever is there. But it doesn't have to be the same meme coin all the time. It can change depending on what's the new one is that week, that month, and so on and so forth. And there can be other pools that are getting different meme coins at the same time.
Would it be at the same rate as a $2 token part of the yield, or how is that calculated?
Well, it would be at a steady rate, but since the value of the meme coin would fluctuate separately from the value of 2FUX tokens or FUX tokens, we can't guarantee that the value would be the same. It would change, right?
Guys, let's thanks a lot for that. Unless we have a very important question, let's move on to the last thing, the question and answer for Valentine, and then have our closing section. Is that okay?
Yeah, well, just real quick, I was going to read Yellowcake's thing from chat. In theory, we could add several extra tokens to one single pool. So on that last question. And
That answers the question. Then I didn't actually know the answer to that. Yellowcake is our guy who works directly with the devs. So if he says that's the deal, then yeah, we could have 3 meme coins running at the same time. Wouldn't that be something?
Cool. So now we're going to the question and answer portion for Valentin, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Do that. So does anyone have any questions for Valentin?
I can ask you from Metaverse Space. So the first question, what is the main device are you planning to use your Metaverse engine on?
So the main will be the blockchain, but then eventually we'll have to go through the mobile device. Because I didn't finish it, but basically, yeah, the blockchain, the mobile device, and then the VR.
So you're planning to stream it to the wearables, helmets, right? Virtual reality, like Vision Pro, MetaQuest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a question from me is, can you talk a little bit about more your history? You have any experience with the design, this kind of what's needed to build a metaverse, basically?
So the metaverse will be like initially it will build probably the 2D version, because it will lead to you have to make people buy the land first, and then make them lock this land in order not to sell it and in order to develop it, right? And then I don't think I got I got disconnected, but the main idea would be to make people not sell it, but lock it up in the liquidity with a stable coin, and then this liquidity will get you another token that you will be able to use in order to build the infrastructure, right? So basically, the initial thing will be to let the people buy the land, get this APR, right, and then build the 3D version of it, and then move over. So it's like a long-term project, but the initial would be to get the money, build, make the people buy the land, hold the land, get the APR, and then make a bigger project from that.
Just the question also, like the main one is, and like with that narrative, like it's the VR technology are building for the past 20 years, and I'm building VR myself. But the thing is that the narrative of like selling the land was probably started like 5 years ago, and maybe even earlier. But there is a project like OVR, like D-Land, and the famous one like Decentraland or Sandbox or any other ones who are started that journey of selling land, and the metaverse industry got pretty big crash in general after the Meta changed to Meta, like Facebook changed to Meta. Pretty much that year, end of the year, was pretty big metaverse crash, and even the project that got very big investment, they are having lack of retention for the users because they're not coming back. Nobody using it much, especially for the platforms like Decentraland and like Sandbox, the big ones. But they create different gamified experience. So I think for the current narrative, the best will be to adapt something for what's specifically happening right now, especially in crypto or metaverse space, to make some new additional changes to what that project could be doing. Just like my quick recommendation from what I heard.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that concludes all the pitching time. So I would like to maybe see if we have enough people on the stream, but maybe we can do a quick vote to see which is the winning project, and then maybe with that project we can go on another pitching on another incubation stream like we did last time with Bet on Pulse, which went very successful. You guys ready for that? You guys can also vote. Just go on the YouTube stream, right? We'll do in order of how they were presented. I think it was first Crypto Rookies. What do you call your project for the vote?
Call it the reality TV show, I guess.
Maybe call it Ladies, okay? Since people have.
I wrote who it is. And the shit. But how to vote, guys?
So anyone can vote two numbers. So number 1 is Ladies. Number 2 is the shit. Number 3 is the Metaverse, and number 4 is Camel Clan. So you just vote the numbers. Go on the YouTube.
Where is the link?
I'll get the link for everyone again in here. People who are watching on YouTube, just comment directly. Just put the numbers: 1 for Ladies, 2 for the shit, 3 for Metaverse, and 4 for Camel. And put your number 1 first, and then a comma, and then your second one, which is your second. And then we'll tally this up to see which the winners are. I'm going to post for you guys here quickly the link to the video. Give me a second. And we will give out an NFT for the people who vote, and we'll also give an NFT each for the winning projects, for the 2 top projects. You got the link there already, Fast Abdul. Thanks a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go there, put my vote. Please, all of you guys, put your vote as well. And then maybe you can quickly go to see what people say. So okay, I can't vote. I'm not logged in. But yeah. So let's get everyone's votes in. And that's it. I think other than that, maybe Max, do you want to give some updates on AG project as well before we conclude?
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. But before we do that, everyone go to the forgenfts.com, get yourself an account, and upvote and comment on those micro reviews, and sign up if you want to do some micro reviews yourself. That's going to go a long way as we go into the NFTs.
Yeah, actually, on this point, all the projects who submitted here, the Metaverse is already on there. Crypto Rookies, Ilya, and Fast Abdul, you can sign up your projects there. We'll pop them in. And I think by the time we will share this live stream on our Telegram and on Twitter, those projects will already be there. So people can come and provide feedback and reviews and suggestions. So please keep that in mind. Now let's go to AG.
Okay, cool. As you can see, we've got about 20 days left in the Wishwell phase before we go into the mining phase. And we're going to have a whole new update of this website. And if you connect your wallet, it'll spin you up a live NFT that shows you your points for the collective. So these points will give you ranks inside our community. They'll give you rewards and bonuses. They're also going to be factored in when it comes to the claim phase. So people that were just being awesome and showing their love and support by throwing some money into a Wishwell and making a wish are actually going to get rewarded more than they thought they were. And that's where we're going forward. We also have half of our smart contracts coming back from audit in a couple of days. So we'll be updating that on this YouTube channel just about every day as this clock rolls over. So thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks for the update. So does anyone have any closing messages they want to say? Otherwise, I think this was a very, very cool stream, and I look forward to doing it again. I think a lot of very talented people on here who know a lot of cool stuff. What anyone else has something to say?
When's the next thing going to be with the Forge and the incubation? When's the next stream for people to look forward to?
I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to talk to Randy about that. Last time we did it on Randy's show. I'm sure he's up for it again. I'm hoping next week, but we'll give more details on that. Other than that, we will have exactly this time on the stream. Next week, we will have our first Forge roundtable where any NFT holder, anyone is, I think we'll do it on Telegram or maybe on Twitter Spaces, so people can just jump in and we'll just talk about Forge in general, take community questions, suggestions, talk about anything they'd like to do. So that's coming up.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everyone being here. We got this done in an hour and 20 minutes. There's a lot of information here. So enjoy this as a replay, gang, and reach out to all these guys on Twitter and their websites. And of course, the Forge is where you can get in touch with anybody that has to do with the incubation stuff. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much. Bye, everyone.